This is the Experience Optimist, and I want to talk about why game is so ineffective and holding masculine frame is so nonsensical. I was watching this podcast, this live stream, and there was a guy on there. He was an officer, and he was an Air Force officer, actually, ex pilot in the Air Force, and a leader of men. He was an entrepreneur. He did. Um, you would consider this guy, very masculine. And he had been married twice. His second wife kind of took him for a lot of money, and he's getting ready to get married a third time. So the guy really never learned anything. But when we're talking about game, man, game, the reason why game doesn't work and it's so stupid, man, is because women, number one, like women don't want to be in relationships, man. Like, I don't think women really ever wanted to be in relationships, to be honest. Back in the day, you had to be in a relationship for protection and things of that nature. But now, women really don't have to be in relationships. And one of the things I've noticed is that women do not want to build a dynasty with you, dude. Like, that's not what she wants. She doesn't want to build a dynasty. She doesn't want to build wealth with you. And I was watching Fresh and Fit, and say what you want about those guys. They had about six girls on the panel, and I really don't like the show. I think they're a bunch of con artists. But when they had these women on the panel, there was one woman who said that, yeah, you really don't need men anymore. And the other women were co signing it. And she said that now hoes are winning. Like, you can be a hoe out here and you're making money and you're enjoying your life. You don't need a man, and I'm just gonna go out and have a hot city girl summer and all this nonsense. And the other women were co-signing it. They said, if I need a man for plumbing, I'll just go hire a plumber. If I need a man to do something else, I'll just go hire a man and he'll take care of it. And it just goes to show you that what women do nowadays is they compartmentalize men. Since they have a lot of resources at their disposal, they just hire a man when they need it, and that's about it. And the second thing I want to talk about was holding masculine frame. Holding masculine frame is probably one of the dumbest things ever now. Not saying that you can't be masculine, not saying you can't have a backbone, but in reality, man, society doesn't care about your masculine frame. Back in the day when a woman had no options, you could hold masculine frame, and the woman would have to come back to you, and you would have to she would have to be around you for protection and money and so on. But the thing is, why, as a man, as a free man nowadays, why do you want someone to be so dependent on you? Are you that much of a? It's kind of like a. It's kind of like a loser quality, man. To always want to have people be dependent on you, so you have to shell out money and resources for them. Like, so you can get this validation. Like, can't you stand on your own 2 feet? To be honest, like, isn't that what true masculinity is all about? Standing on your own 2 feet. Why do you have to have someone that's dependent on you in order for you to feel masculine? And the thing about holding masculine frame is the courts don't care about your masculine frame. Police don't care about your masculine frame. Judges definitely don't care about your masculine frame. So you'll come in there talking about, hey, I'm holding masculine frame, and society says, man, get the hell out of here, dude. Like, who are you? They'll just lock you up, and no problem. There was just one girl, and it was like a text or something like that, and I'm paraphrasing, but she said something like this to this basketball guy. She said, listen, I'll just lie and tell the cops you raped me, and then there goes your basketball career. And this was like a high school kid or something. So, and nowadays, man, women have so many options to get around your masculine frame. It's not funny. So, this whole nonsense about masculine frame, man, get out of here with that. And then the next thing is shit tests. Like, we talk about shit tests all the time. And I was reading one article, and it talked about how uh, passing shit tests makes you more masculine, and it had like this picture. It's like James Bond is masculine. He passed shit test. I mean, it's so stupid because even James Bond now, if you've heard anything about James Bond, they're talking about. I mean, this next movie, they're emasculating the dude. You know, he's like over the hill. It's showing like kind of like his womanizing ways. It's like archaic and all that stuff. But getting back to the shit test, and when you're passing shit tests, man, either way you're gonna lose, dude. Because number one, let's say a girl shit testing you, and you pass the shit test, she benefits because essentially you're just spending more time, money, and resources on her. By passing the shit test, it just allows you to spend more of your resources on the woman. Now, if you fail the shit test, she just leaves and finds another dude. So either way, you lose. It's just like in a corporation. It's just like passing shit tests in a corporation. Let's say your boss is taking advantage of you, and that's the shit test to see if you're going to stand up against them and put your foot down so you're not being taken advantage of. So you go to the guy and you say, look, dude, I'm working 60 hours a week and, I'm done with this. Cut back my hours or I'm out of here. Now, your boss may respect you more, but the reality is you're still in a crappy situation. You're still a wage slave. Now, in reality, what you should be doing is developing an exit strategy, an exit plan to get out of that corporation and do remote work or find a job or create a job or find a job where you have a lot more extra time and you make a lot more money so that you have more free time to yourself. That's really how you would really want to structure it. So this shit test stuff is if you're such a masculine man, you're really wasting time. And the fourth thing I want to talk about was promiscuity. Women like being promiscuous. And as much as guys don't think that this is the case, researchers bear this out. And I was looking up some research about this, and it was talking about like how some women, it's pragmatic to be promiscuous. And it spoke about in this current society, in this current situation, society that we live in, excuse me, that because women have so many options as far as government assistance and familial assistance and assistance from other guys, that generally women become more promiscuous in that type of environment, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. And one of the research papers, it spoke about how Iceland, which is the most gender equal, I guess, has the most promiscuous women and the more births out, the most births out of wedlock in Western society. I think it's like 67% or something like that. So when you have a society that allows women to be promiscuous, that's what women are going to do. Women are going to be promiscuous. And no amount of game, no amount of masculine frame is going to stop that from happening. Women are going to cheat and women are going to do what they want to do. It's more pragmatic for them. It even spoke about, in one research, it talked about how women like having sex with different, sexy, strong guys because when they do that, the kids will have more resources from those dudes. It basically said that. So when you're coming out here and you're talking about game and this masculine frame nonsense, it doesn't make any sense. And the last thing I want to talk about was like the guy, the pilot, who's a leader of men. A lot of times, these dudes, they may be good. They may be good project managers. They may be good leaders. But the reality that you need to realize is that your achievements are not transferable. Just because you're an officer, an engineer, and you have a PhD or something like that, does not mean you can't be taken advantage of by women or by the system. Just because, a lot of guys think that just because they're an entrepreneur and they make 6-7 figures, they have a PhD, they have an engineering degree, that somehow they're above everybody else and they can't be taken advantage of. And generally, those are the same guys that get taken advantage of. because their ego was so out of control. So basically, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that real quick. This game thing is passe. It's old hat, man. It doesn't work anymore. We're in a different society, different situations, and whenever you hear these game guys talk about how if they have a whole bunch of women, generally it's because they're just in an environment where the woman likes them. For example, when I went over to Germany, you could go like anybody can go over to Germany if you're a decent dude, and just because you're American, you're gonna meet a lot of women. That's just the way it is, or at least that's the way it used to be. And a lot of these guys will say, "Oh, it's because they have game." No, it's because in that environment, the girls just found you more attractive. That's all it is. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. If you like this video, like, subscribe, support the MGTOW channels, and I'll talk to you later.